So a big conversation during the NFL season was, is Brock Purdy getting carried by the scheme in the 49ers? A lot of people think yes, and most Niners fans think no, he's a good quarterback. Me personally, I'm not commenting on this debate, I just think it's kind of stupid. But in Madden, we're going to put it to the test and see if Brock Purdy really is a system quarterback. We put Brock Purdy on a quarterback needy team that isn't the greatest, but is good enough to actually perform. And that team is the Seahawks. I know a little weird for a 49ers player to be on the Seahawks, but hey, it'll lead for some good games against the 49ers. We actually traded Geno Smith to the 49ers, so if he really is a system quarterback, Geno Smith should be able to do good on the 49ers. But in this video, we're going to see if we can win a Super Bowl in 3 years. But before we start, comment down below if you think we'll win. And if you guys have any other video suggestions, make sure you comment down below that too. Let's get right into it, boys. All right, so as you can see, I got the Seahawks lineup here. We have Brock Purdy in the lineup. We have it kind of updated from free agency. We don't have Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. And we also don't have Jordan Brooks, who they didn't re-sign. But we also have Leonard Williams, who they re-signed, and a bunch of their free agency pickups. They're kind of like C-tier guys that they picked up. But more of the action's going to be going on in the draft, so let's go on. So getting into the draft, I'm thinking we probably either take a lineman or a edge rusher, which I most likely think they'll take edge rusher here because it's always been a big need for them. It's either going to be Chop Robinson or Chris Jenkins, but I'm leaning towards more of Chop Robinson. I definitely think I'm going to go Chop Robinson here. And then he should automatically start for us. It should be him and Leonard Williams on the edge, which is kind of nice. So that's W. And with this pick, we're probably going to focus on line for the rest of the draft because they don't have the greatest interior line, which it's always been an issue for the Seahawks. They had Damian Lewis, but let Damian Lewis go, which was... I haven't watched the Seahawks, so I don't know if I heard he was pretty good, but not good enough to keep on the team. So we're going to go draft lineman, and I think we might go with... I like Cedric Van Prin, but I also do really like Dak Zinter. I think we'll go with Zinter here. There we go. Nice. And our next pick, hopefully our center's still here, Cedric Van Prin. I think we might take him. I just want to see... Ooh, Mahogany is still here. Nah, I think I got to take Cedric Van Prin here for center. Another hidden dev. Hopefully Christian is still there at our in the 4th round, but I don't think he will be. So he's not here, but Mason McCormick's here, and he's also a scheme fit. Honestly, I'm gonna take him. Doesn't really matter. Hopefully should start. Maybe get his dev up while he starts. And I'm just gonna simp to the end of the draft now. Kind of dealt with what I needed to deal with. Defense is still lackluster, but honestly the offense is looking a bit better now. Taking a look at our draft recap. Chop Robinson in the 1st round, Zach Zinter in the 2nd, Cedric Van Prin in the 3rd. All like pretty good overalls, like pretty high, like I would say pretty high overalls for like late round drafts right here, which isn't bad. So I kind of forgot that Jerome Baker also signed to the Seahawks, and the Dolphins are in cap hell, so I can't really trade with the Dolphins. So what we'll have to do is just release Jerome Baker and have to deal with it there. We should be able to get, actually I don't know if we'll be able to get him. We'll try. All right, we were able to sign Jerome Baker, so that'll work out for us. And now the roster looks a little bit more complete and a little bit more realistic to what it should look like. Before the season starts, this is what the roster's looking like. We got our new O-lineman here. Brock Purdy, obviously the main star of the show. Defense, Jerome Baker, Chop Robinson, Leonard Williams, Tariq Woolen, Devon Witherspoon, Kobe Bryant, Julian Love. And rushing off the edge for us will be Boye Mafe, Chop Robinson, and Leonard Williams in the middle of them. All right, boys, enough yapping. Let's get to midseason. So, midseason, boys. And we are at the top of the division. And look, the 49ers seem to be at the bottom of the division. Interesting. All right, so now we just got to renegotiate some contracts. Julian Love, still pretty young. He balled out that one the season with the Seahawks, so I think I'm going to give him a good contract. Get Julian Love there. Jerome Baker, well, realistically, he would have to sign a contract this year, so we'll just give him a good contract there. And I think that's about it. Oh, we'll have to, accept his option when it gets there for Charles Cross. Yeah, but that's pretty interesting, boys. 4-2. Let's take a look at what their stats are looking like. Honestly, not bad from Purdy. 12 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, 1,400 yards. Kenneth Walker doing his thing. Spreading the ball around well. Noah Fant's getting involved. DK Metcalf not doing the greatest, but honestly, it's the midseason, so we'll have to see at the end of the season. We got 4 sacks for Brock Robinson, not too bad. 2 interceptions for Tariq Woolen, pretty good, boys. Now let's see if the Seahawks can keep up their hot streak and make it to the playoffs this year. And boys, we finished 10-7 on the year. Let's take a look at the stats. Brock Purdy, fifth in the NFL for passing yards, 9th for passing touchdowns. Not a bad season, 66% completion rate. That is pretty good. Kenneth Walker, my God, having a year. That's a really good year from Kenneth Walker. Tyler Lockett looking like a demon. 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. Noah Fant with 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. And then our supporting cast, DK Metcalf with a nice 6 touchdowns. Not bad, but not great. Chop Robinson finished off the year with 9 sacks. Pretty good by him. We had 12 tackles for loss from Jaron Reed, 10 from Leonard Williams, 9 from Chop Robinson. Pretty good. Little low on the tackling from Jerome Baker, but must have been doing pretty good. We had 5 interceptions from Tariq Woolen, 4 from Devin Witherspoon. That is a disgusting cornerback duo there. I guess just don't throw it in their way. Now, since this is the first season, I wasn't actually expecting to make the playoffs. So I'm just going to sim and see if we can make it past this round, the wildcard round. Let's see if the Madden sim will be nice to us. And we win the first round. Looking at weekly awards, we must have got one from Purdy. Yep. Purdy with 3 touchdowns. He went 21 for 27 for 225 yards. Honestly, pretty good from Purdy. Alrighty, against the Washington Commanders. For our next round in the playoffs, we don't score a touchdown on our first drive, but our second drive we do, and then our third drive we do. We're getting good stops, so this isn't too bad. It would have been nice to score there, and we're tied up in the third quarter. A nice touchdown there, and they scored right back, 21-21. Oh God, boys! 2-minute drill from Brock Purdy. Let's see if he can get it done, and he's not able to get it done within the time limit. The Washington Commanders move on to the next round. Checking out the stats for this game, it looks like Caleb Williams was drafted by the Washington Commanders, so kind of funny. Brock Purdy had an alright game. Nothing too crazy. Same with Kenneth Walker, nothing too crazy. Noah Fant put on a pretty good game. Same with Tyler Lockett. We had an interception from Kobe Bryant, not too bad. But boys, we move on to the next season. It looks like this year the Dolphins are taking on the Dallas Cowboys for the Super Bowl. Kind of a weird matchup, and Dallas takes it home 17-10. What a boring Super Bowl. All right, now going into the offseason, I know we have a couple guys to bring back. I know we brought back 2 of our guys that we really needed to bring back, but I think we have Charles Cross to sign to a contract, and I don't know who else. It might be some defensive guy. Let's just take a look. Okay, so we got Julian Love, Charles Cross was just an option. Okay. Trey Brown. Ooh, Jaron Reed, he's 31, though. Okay, we're for sure going to take back Julian Love, though. He'll be very low risk. He's 27. So, and he's played good, so we got to take him back. And then other than that, we're going to just move on, really. Taking a look at our roster, we most likely need a new right guard. Not a big need, but definitely a need in itself. We got Noah Fant up to a superstar, so that's pretty good. Kenneth Walker still at a superstar. DK Metcalf down to a superstar. Tyler Lockett's still on the team. He hasn't retired yet. Defense definitely needs a lot of work. I think Kobe Bryant had an all-right year, so I don't think I'll be looking into free safety. For cornerback, we'll definitely like to look into getting a third option because Tariq Woolen's probably playing on the outside. We'll have Devin Witherspoon in the nickel slot, and then we need another outside guy. And I don't think Calvin Joseph is going to keep up that spot there. So definitely going to be looking at cornerback. And definitely some linebackers on the left side. I mean, the right side definitely need to take a look at. Leonard Williams might need to get replaced. Definitely defensive tackle too. Definitely look for that in the free agency. So looking at free agency, there's not many great defensive guys here. Just kind of seems like low overall, so we might have to... Ooh, Jeremiah. Oh, he doesn't even fit our scheme. Khalil Mack wouldn't be bad. Odafe Owe. No, we might actually take a look at Odafe Owe. Honestly, if he takes it, he takes it, man. I will take Odafe Owe. Cornerbacks, let's take a look. Greg Newsome and DJ Reed are here. DJ Reed... DJ Reed played for the Seahawks, right? Okay, I was going to say, yeah, he did play for the Seahawks before, so that'd be kind of a nice reunion to have, but I think we're going to go for Greg Newsome just because he's a scheme fit, and he's nice in Madden. So we'll definitely take a look at him. Okay, we had top offers, so I think that's going to be our only signings. I looked at the rest of it, and there's no one else we would really want, and I'm hoping we do that, and it looks like we did. Let's go, boys. Welcome to the team with Dafe Owe and Greg Newsome. So looking at the team now, does look a little bit more upgraded. We have finally Greg Newsome in cornerback too, and then we'll have Devin Witherspoon in the slot. We'll look in the draft to get a middle linebacker and hopefully get a defensive tackle and maybe a free safety. I just don't think I want to move on from Kobe Bryant just yet. But without further ado, let's get right into the next draft, boys. Before we go and scout our draft players, I want to see what picks we have. So we have the 26th pick. So it's a little bit later in the draft, so we won't be able to pick up crazy dudes, but let's see what should be available around there. I want to take a look at the mock drafts to see who we're projected to pick. Let's take a look. Around 26th. We're projected to take a free safety. Is there any defensive tackles projected to take before that? Because honestly, we might move up. And nah, there's no defensive tackles. So let's go look at the players in the draft and see if there's anyone worth taking other than that guy at that spot. So tackles definitely is very lackluster. Antonio Holt doesn't look too bad. I wouldn't mind taking him. He's got elite strength, great acceleration, great agility, decent speed. He's got B block shedding, which is pretty good. He's got A play recognition, B power move. Ooh, and he has A to C impact blocking. That's not horrible. A to C tackling's pretty nice too. I do like the F on finesse move isn't too bad because he has B block shedding, B power move. So I might look at taking him in the second round. I don't know if he'll be available like late second round. But if he is, he'll definitely be taking him. I don't know if I want to take him with my first pick. But free safety, Arnold Payne looks pretty good. This was not the guy who we were projected to take. He's got B zone coverage, A pursuit, B awareness. Not horrible. We'll heart him, and we'll heart this guy, I think, too. Actually, I don't think I want to take that dude. I'll definitely looking to get Arnold Payne if he's still there. These guys don't look too bad. We could probably move both of them to defensive tackle because they are pretty big. 6'6", 316 pounds. Definitely could be moving them boys up front. Left ends, about the same thing. 300, like Johnny Macklin looks pretty good. I like the look on that guy. I think we've looked at everyone we can really look at. Let's just get right into the draft and see what we can pick up. So out of our favorites, Antonio Holt and Jeremiah Newhouse is still here. I like both of these guys, but I think Newhouse is probably the pick here because he's projected to go earlier. Dev trait, no dev trait, but that kind of sucks. Let's see if we can get another guy in the second round. Hopefully he's still there, but it is pretty late second round, so I'm not really thinking he's going to be here. Yeah, definitely not here. Let's take a look at the top guys that are still left. Is there any defensive tackles that pop up? Actually, you know what? A right guard wouldn't be too horrible either. I didn't even think of that. They all have... Oh, he has 8. Oh, he could actually be good. I think Craig might be the one here, just because he actually has a pass block. A lot of these guys have good impact blocking, but we don't know their run block or their pass block. And we know for sure this guy's a pass block. So I think I'm going to take this dude. And we got a dev trait. So that'd be good for us. And I think for the rest of this draft, I'm going to sim. There's not really anyone I need. I didn't really scout this far into the draft. So we're going to see how good the CPU can draft for us. All right, looking at the draft recap, we know our first 2 picks. So obviously, Newhouse is actually a pretty high overall. Not bad. We got Joe Thruston, a 69 overall. Adrian Rhodes, 71 overall. Nice for the 4th round. And let's take a look at the draft. This draft. I'm interested to see how many good players were in this draft because it didn't look the greatest. So the highest overall was 85. Oh my god, I have not seen that high of an overall in a Madden Sim draft. He was picked 29 too. That is actually crazy. The highest overall defensive tackle is actually Jalen Walden at a 74. So we could have taken him at that pick, but I'm okay with taking Newhouse just because I don't know if Walden was in dev. So I didn't want to take the chances on that, but I think Walden might be a little bit better. Our roster's a little messed up here. Corey Sidney should be our starting right guard, and then Zinter should be our left guard. Don't know why it does that, but Cedric Van Pran looking pretty good. Everyone else looking pretty good. We're going to move Newhouse over to defensive tackle because that's where we meant for him to play. So let's move him there. Now we got Newhouse, who's 75 overall defensive tackle. That's pretty good. The defense does look a lot better than what we had last year, so we'll take it. We're going to start Newhouse at rush defensive tackle over Leonard Williams so he can get some more reps and hopefully get like some kind of dev trait. And our last fix would be putting Mason McCormick back at left guard because he is a star dev over Anthony Bradford who doesn't have a dev trait, and Mason McCormick does. So that's why we're doing that. All right, boys, so we're going to sim. Brock Purdy just got a new ability throughout the preseason, so that's not bad. We're going to sim and see if we can get a nice bye before the playoffs. All right, boys. 5-2 at the mid-season point. Let's take a look at the stats and see who's going off for us. Brock Purdy a little bit worse than last season at the mid-season point. Around the same passing yards, but one less touchdown, I think, and 2 more interceptions. Not horrible, but not great. Kenneth Walker doing Kenneth Walker things. Yeah, around the same as last year, what we were looking like with the stats here. See if sacks are around the same. Odafe Owe with 2.5, Leonard Williams with 2.5, and that's really it. Interceptions 3 already with Kobe Bryant. Okay, maybe I cooked with keeping Kobe Bryant on the team. Let's hope we can get at the top of the conference so we can get a bye, boys. Alrighty, boys. My hopes were answered. We went 12-5, leading in the conference, and we get a bye. We absolutely smack the Rams, 48-23. The 49ers leading close behind us at 10-7. Kind of funny. But let's go take a look at the stats. Oh my lord. Brock Purdy, 41 touchdowns and 8 interceptions and a 70% completion rate. That is insane. 4,400 yards. Kenneth Walker, 1,000 yards and 17 touchdowns. That's insane from him. Tyler Lockett, 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns. I did not think it was going to be Tyler Lockett leading the charge here. Noah Fant having another great season. 900 yards and 11 touchdowns. DK Metcalf having a pretty good season too. 9 touchdowns and 900 yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba falling close by with 4 touchdowns and 700 yards. Let's go check out the defense. Jerome Baker getting those tackle numbers up with 121 tackles. That's what we like to see. Sacks-wise, Chop Robinson and Odafe Owe both having 8.5 sacks. Leonard Williams following close behind with 7 sacks. Not bad. Jeremiah Newhouse with 17 tackles for loss and 10 tackles for loss from Chop Robinson. 4.5 sacks from Jeremiah too. Interceptions, Kobe Bryant and Tariq Woolen tied with 4 interceptions. Really good from the duo. Tariq Woolen having an insane 2 years with us. 5 interceptions last year, 4 interceptions this year. That's insane. Julian Love falling close behind with those two with 2 interceptions. And then Devin Witherspoon, Jerome Baker, Boye Mafe, Terrell Dodson, and Greg Newsome all with 1 interception. Let's see if this team can get some work done in their second year. And look at this, boys. The story doesn't make itself. The San Francisco 49ers are going against the Seahawks in the divisional playoffs. Let's see who comes out with the W here. Alrighty, boys, getting this playoff game started. San Francisco 49ers get a touchdown, their first go at it. We still are yet to score. They get a field goal. And we get a field goal. But we get a stop. It looks like an interception from Tariq Woolen making plays. But we're not able to get a touchdown there. But we get a touchdown our next drive, and the game is tied. And we get possibly another interception, but that interception does not stick well, and we are down fighting again. It keeps going. See, and we end the game. Brock Purdy leads us to a win against his old team, the 49er faithful. 3 touchdowns, 285 yards. What a game from Brock Purdy. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That is a almost perfect game from Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey just ran all over us, 136 yards. McCaffrey is a demon. Noah Fant with 112 yards. Noah Fant is on a generational run right now, boys. Defensively, 8 sacks. We got 1 sack from Chop Robinson, and we also have an interception from Tariq Woolen. Defense played Didn't really play the greatest, but Brock Purdy carried us to that victory. Let's go on to the next playoff game, boys. And we're on to the next playoff game. The NFC Conference Finals against the Atlanta Falcons. My favorite team, obviously, got the Falcons shirt on. So we'll have to see how good they match up against the Seahawks. All right, boys, getting this game started. Let's see who comes out with the W here. Falcons getting their first touchdown. Seahawks not able to come up with their touchdown. Falcons are up 10-0 right now. Not able to score on their next drive. The Seahawks are going to have to score quick. It's not looking good for them. The Falcons are just holding them off. I don't know what's going on. But our defense isn't doing too bad either. And there we go, our first touchdown. This might break the seal, boys. And it does. The Falcons aren't able to come back. We're on to the Super Bowl, boys. Oh my God. And you know how unrealistic this is. The Falcons going 12-5 with Desmond Ridder. That is kind of crazy. But let's take a look at the stats. Brock Purdy having a good game. Not too bad. The 2 touchdowns really helped us out. Brock Purdy and Kenneth Walker both rushing the ball 7 times. Okay, well, that's interesting. Noah Fant. Like, I'm telling you, bro, this guy in the playoffs just wakes up. 112 yards and 2 touchdowns. What is this man on? All right, boys, we're moving on to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Not the matchup you want in the Super Bowl, but it's going to have to do. Before we start, let's go take a look at the yearly rewards. Okay. Brock Purdy getting snubbed for 3rd, and then the 2 quarterback sim gods getting 1st and 2nd, of course. Sorry, NFC, we don't get anyone. Purdy is 7th, Kenneth Walker's 8th, and then Tyler Lockett's 10th. 3 players in offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year, probably no one. We didn't really have anyone go crazy. Offensive rookie of the year, we had no one. I don't think we even drafted an offensive guy. Defensive rookie of the year was Connor Harper. Newhouse was only 4th. I thought he would have had I thought he'd be closer than that. He did have 14 tackles for loss and 4.5 sacks, which is pretty good from a defensive tackle. And, of course, a rookie, too. Best QB, we were 2nd. Best running back, we were 5th. Best wide receiver, we had Tyler Lockett at 3rd. And that's all we really care about. Let's move on to the Super Bowl, boys. Alrighty, boys, on to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs versus the Seahawks. Let's see if we can get it done. Our first drive we score, which is a good sight. Our second drive we score, which is another good sight. Are we gonna come out on top on this? We're doing 21-0 right now. 24-0. Boys, there's no way we get this challenge done in the 2nd year. The Chiefs able to score their next drive, but I don't think they're going to be able to come back from this. The Seahawks are just dominant on defense, dominant on offense. And boys, Brock Purdy is not a system quarterback. Brock Purdy gets his first Super Bowl in his 2nd year with the Seahawks, boys. Looking at his stats, 24 for 38, a touchdown, 63% completion rate. Kenneth Walker had a pretty good game, 18 for 60, and a touchdown. Brock Purdy also had 2 rushing touchdowns. What a good game from Brock Purdy. DK Metcalf actually putting in some work in this game. Noah Fant following close behind. Defensively, Jeremiah Newhouse did not like the fact that he did not get Defensive Rookie of the Year and took it personally. Got 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. A sack from Odafe Owe and a sack from Leonard Williams. Interceptions, Greg Newsome had 1 interception and Kobe Bryant had 1 interception. And boys, Brock Purdy has proved himself once again that he is not a system quarterback. Let's go take a look at the 2025 recap. The Super Bowl MVP was Brock Purdy. Well deserved from him. Alrighty, boys, I hope you enjoyed this kind of experimental video to see what would happen to Brock Purdy if he wasn't on the 49ers. Appreciate everyone for watching. If you guys want to see more content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you guys have any more rebuild suggestions, make sure you comment them down below. Appreciate y'all for watching, and have a good night.